Joins us on the line from a very noisy Dar es Salaam. Vuyo, good afternoon to you. So lots of activity where you are. What's on the agenda for proceedings today, and have things officially gotten underway?
Well, thank you very much, Natasha, and welcome indeed to a rather noisy Dar es Salaam, the main stadium in this country, and this is where President Magufuli was inaugurated a short while ago. The ceremony did start on time. You could see that it was well organized. You could also see that not a cent was spared. And Tanzanians came out in very, very large numbers. They filled up the stadium. They filled up an overflow center, a stadium on the other side of the main stadium. But also outside, there are still queues. Literally thousands of people who are standing outside hoping to still get a glimpse of what is going on inside. Security is very tight. There's about 10 or so heads of state, including President Jacob Zuma, including the African Union President Robert Mugabe, as well as all heads of state here in the region, President Kagame from Rwanda, also President Museveni from Uganda. Well-attended ceremony, but President Magufuli himself has just started speaking about 2 or 3 minutes ago or so. In fact, he is still doing the greetings even as we speak. So Tanzanians and indeed the rest of the world are yet to hear what his vision of this country is or will be, what he's going to prioritize to make sure that all 47 million people of this country do indeed speak in one voice and do indeed share a common development program that will take this country forward. A country, it must be pointed out, that hasn't been doing badly, whether you're talking about peace or you're talking about running the country itself. It hasn't been doing badly at all, but everyone agrees that there's greater and greater rooms for improvement. If only the country, the party that has been running this country for 54 years could get its house in order, and everyone seems to be hoping that today will indeed be the beginning of that and the end of the complacency that they have seen in the liberation movement that has been ruling them for 54 years now.
And Vuyo, let's look at some of the vision for this. It's been dubbed as an extremely tight election campaign with activity on every level. Going into this new term, what are some of the challenges that he faces?
Well, it's the same challenge. You could actually take some of the challenges here and make them the same challenges that you're facing in a country like South Africa, for example. It is poverty. Poverty levels remain high. It is the question of unemployment, especially among young people. From the World Bank estimates, there's a growing army of young people growing at about 700,000, 800,000 per annum who remain unemployed, swelling the ranks of the unemployed, and that is a recipe for disaster. For if you look at this region, take places like Burundi, take places like Kenya that have seen increasing levels of violence, even though in a place like Kenya, democracy is on a much sounder footing. But restless young people who remain unemployed then can actually abused by politicians themselves, can actually create chaos for a country. So this country hasn't really gone to that extent. Even though there has been dissatisfaction, even with this election, they remain calm and they are able and eager to actually sit around the table and sort out their problems. But that will not last for as long as you don't create employment opportunities for those young people, as long as you don't grow the economy. So Tanzania has indeed been warned, but they themselves are the first to actually admit that, because if you listen to the president of this country during his election campaign, he was very strong on corruption. He was very strong on addressing the issues of unemployment. He was very strong on making sure that the kind of education that the young people are receiving in this country is the kind of education that will equip them to build a better country for themselves.
All right, Vuyo, thank you very much for that update. That's our contributing editor, Vuyo Mvoko, live from Dar es Salaam in Tanzania.